But I'm finna talk about Elisha. Woo, well, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Elisha. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could talk a lot about Elisha because Elisha is, it's kind of like if you look at Elijah and Elisha from God's spectrum, it's like God's the story that God dream about, pretty much. From God's perspective, this is a story. This is a story that I believe God really relished and loved the sequence of what happened between Elijah and Elisha. This should be, to me, should be the ideal standard of if we're going to learn how to be true leaders of God, and that operates in the fear of the Lord, of course. You know what I'm saying? This is the sequence if it's going to be cultivated. You know what I'm saying? If this really going to get cultivated like it's supposed to, developing true men and women of God. Elijah and Elisha, the E and E, example. This is the way it should be started. You know what I'm saying? That Elijah, of course, knowing the miracles, Elijah did a lot of miracles. And Elisha says, I want to do double of what Elijah do. Now, here's the thing I want to talk about that a little bit, and I want to get to this miracle of Elisha. He wanted double. See, but here's the thing when you ask for double. You ever thought about, you ask for, power, but here's the thing about power that I see a lot of people don't respect power. But here's the thing, the lust of the flesh does not respect power. Let me say that again. The lust of the flesh does not respect power. People that has power has people that are in power unfortunately operate in the lust of the flesh, and you can pretty much see the outcome of how they use their power concerning the world system and how it's operated. You know what I'm saying? A lot of abuse of power and a lot of negative influence to teaching people how to abuse the power that is given to them. Did you know that your mouth has power? As what the King Solomon says, Proverbs 18:21, there's death and life in the power, the power of the tongue. Look how we utilize our tongue these days. How much of things come out of our tongue? More blessings or curses these days? I would say people blessing each other more or cursing each other. See, I shouldn't have to give you the answer to that question, but it shows you that people of leadership of great position of influence do not respect power at all. You know what I'm saying? They really don't, because the thing is, they're because of the information that they put out there more and more, and less of the information, that less of truth and more lies. I learned that when you learn more lies, you demoralize yourself. That's crazy, right? That's crazy right there, though. But let's get to Elisha. Elisha, followed. He followed and watched. More likely, Elisha positioned himself to be a steward to Elijah. He positioned himself. Well, God, I heard it through the cloak and landed on Elijah, and Elijah followed him. Elisha followed Elijah, and they followed him, watching him, Elijah depart rivers, like it ain't nothing, and operating in power. And you can see that, of course, as it says in 1 Kings and 18, that Elijah feared the Lord from the days of thy youth. Now, here's what we supposed to look at. If he feared the Lord the days of thy youth, we see that God will empower people that fear him and and fearing him is very important. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like Elijah didn't just started, you know, in his being, you know, like 30 years old, and then I'm going to learn how to fear God. No, he grew up with learning to fear the Lord. But that's how valuable God, you want to use people that fear the Lord so very much, because it's all about, of course, the R&R, the reverence and respect of power. You know what I'm saying? That Elisha saw and witnessed and saw it, and he did greater miracles than Elisha. But it's not about the greater miracles, really. But the greater miracles is about really a testament of how much God can use you. It's about God using you. It's not about you becoming famous. That unfortunately the world system will tell you, if you have a talent, you have a ability to do great things that few people can do. If you have this, use it and abuse it. That's what really the dark system is all about, you know. And to want to take what, you know, you can empower and empower people to prosper, or that's bless people with your gifts and talent and abilities. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should use them for. But the world system say, oh, let us have that talent and let us abuse it to, you know, pretty much enslave people. If you know about the crooked, wicked world system of the rulers of darkness in this world, of the Illuminati, and how they're taking talented artists and abusing them to encourage people to sin and commit all kind of sins and wickedness, and they using their talent, God's gift that God given them, to use it to abuse people's influence and how they make decisions in their life based upon the lust of the flesh. I'm sad to hear that. But the thing is, you know, this now Elisha is getting this mantle that was handed to him by Elijah, of him going on a chariot to help people. You know what I'm saying? He didn't take that power and somebody made him mad and wanted to beat him up and use his mantle to kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? He didn't use his mantle to steal money from people or whatever like that, but he used his mantle to become a blessing. Because look, we can take power, we can use it for blessings, or we can use it for curses. It's up to the individual. But he used his power to become a blessing. That's why he's becoming a blessing in this ideal miracle of this woman that she was a wife to a son of a prophet. You know what I'm saying? Because she is familiar of a prophet presence. You know what I'm saying? And she said when Elijah came to her, she can tell that he was a person that feared the Lord. See, and the thing is, I asked the question: can you tell if somebody feared the Lord? You know what I'm saying? You know, can you tell that people around you at your church, people around you, period, do fear the Lord? You know what I'm saying? Because look, you need to find people that may not fear the Lord, but have a desire to want to fear the Lord. But and those that really fear the Lord and learning more how to fear the Lord, because in the fear of the Lord position is about the faithful few. Because everybody's not going to do this. Everybody's not going to fear God. Everybody's not going to speak up against the word of God concerning the commandments of God, when many people are following lies, you know, and deception. You know, few people are going to want to speak up against the world system and the church system. You know, nobody wants to get in between the same position that Jesus was in, you know, in his day, you know, preaching against sin and preaching against the scribes and Pharisees. I mean, that's what Jesus did, you know, and you think, you know, people will understand that they will get in that position to fear the Lord like that. I mean, you should have a desire to want to be in this position, because this is what it's all about. But Elijah took his power. And of course, you know about certain people that know about the story. And this woman, she recognized Elijah as a man of God, and she asked Elijah. The debtors was going to collect on her sons for slavery that they did that day. And Elijah did a miracle concerning the oil. You know what I'm saying? That she was multiplying oil, and asked her to give up containers and pour more oil. The miracle happened concerning that. Now, I'm not going to preach on the miracle. I wish I could, but I like what the meaning of that miracle is, because the meaning, when you find out the meaning of the miracle, if she would have got more containers, she would have had more oil. But that's another message. But I want to talk about the respect and the reverence of the power of really, being a follower. Pretty much being a follower. I learned for me is about being a follower of God. And when more you follow God, the more you will learn how to respect and reverence Him. And people just need to learn how to reverence and respect God concerning who He is and what His purpose is. And discover their purpose within their. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You will discover their purpose that will empower you to prosper. Hello, how you doing? It's interesting to see people here on Monday walking around here, but that we need to learn to respect. When we fear the Lord, will teach you that you must become a follower more than a leader in order to obtain power, that you will become a blessing and not a curse. God does not want to use people that's going to abuse His power. A creator created things for things to prosper, to exist for His purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's what this whole thing is all about. That's what existence is all about. Existence is all about existing. It's just simple. But if a system is opposing this and trying to get rid of operating in wickedness and a negative system to take away from the existence of what is being created, then there's a problem. And the thing is, but those that want to be empowered by God must realize their power is to help people, to position them to prosper, to exist, and not just prosper for them to exist, that others exist. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I love what David says. How you doing, sir? That David said, the Lord is my shepherd. David didn't say, I'm the shepherd. You know what I'm saying? David didn't say, I'm the shepherd, even though he was king of Israel. But he said, y'all, the Lord, not David, but the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. You know what I'm saying? I shall not want whatever outside of what the shepherd has provided for me. That's why he's using this example. He lay me down in green pastures. He lead me beside the still waters. This is the shepherd's provision, not man's provision. That's all about, making a person look great in the eyes of people. But the Lord's provision to make for David, as you read all of his 150 songs, is about praising the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Not exalting himself, but exalting God. You know what I'm saying? Is what David was on the agenda, and what he used his power to empower or to bless the Lord thy God. He blessed the Lord thy God with his praise, because he didn't take his accomplishments and say, look at me, I'm this great person, great king, and I did great and beat all kind of enemies of God. No, he said God is great and greatly to be praised. Is what we supposed to take care of power concerning our position that is given to us to help others to prosper, is what the whole objective of what God is all about. That those that are given a power should understand that is to empower others to prosper, because this is all of God's creation that he created for it to prosper and not perish. No, Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to eliminate the what has God has established. All right, that's the message, and I hope you got it. To God be the glory. Him from whenever Jesus. Amen.